This season hasn't gone the way we planned. But tonight, we've got an opportunity to affect the playoff race. These guys need the win, and we're standing in their way. So this game means something. And I intend to go out there and show them everything I got. Spoiler alert.
A beautiful panning view over Salt Lake City, Utah, the capital city of Utah, shining under the night sky. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a good outing against the Suns in Phoenix. And what really made that outcome a surprise was how lopsided it was.
And really an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it came in an opponent's building, and there's no question it was their offense that carried them. I love the
way they went and got this game, Greg. I mean, they attacked at every opportunity, never relaxed or sat back, and as a result, they eventually pulled away.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Duncan, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. San Antonio on defense. It's a three-point game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Guys, it was like there was a lid on the basket in that game. No matter how many plays you make at the defensive end, hard to overcome such a lack of production offensively.
Well, you know, the high-quality shots were few and far between for them, guys, and they have nobody to blame but themselves for that. You've got to do a better job of working harder to put up points. How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Well, the Spurs just don't go on losing streaks very often, Greg. One perk of being a talented veteran group.
Yeah, how about the Spurs lost 4 games in a row twice last year. Over the last decade before that, Kevin, they had only lost 4 games in a row twice. Unbelievable.
That's good.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Now here's Freak. He had 10 points in the win against Phoenix.
And, guys, I was a bit worried, but now we all know the rim doesn't have a lid on it.
Yeah, you could actually feel the tightness and tenseness with each miss. I'm actually glad to see they got that first one out of the way.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Now, a short time ago, I had a chance to catch up with Greg Popovich. He told me they were going to have to lean on their postgame in this one, saying he simply wants to get the ball on the block each trip down the floor and focus on getting shots from the inside. Get those ice packs ready. This one could have a lot of bruising and banging down low before it's all said and done, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Leonard. Derek Favors making his last shot. Parker sets the screen for Leonard. Dishes to Duncan. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Duncan's got his second basket of the night.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
And that one's good by Favors. San Antonio leading by 4. Parker up top. 17 points for him last game against Toronto.
Yeah, but he set up shop at the free throw line. I mean, he just could not be defended out on the floor. And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now here's Parker. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. And he gets it to go.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Here's Freak, trailing by 4. Leans, feeds it to Favors. Shot's good. Favors has got 8 points.
Guys, he's got the length to get to the rim, and when he gets there, you never see a clumsy or awkward finish out of him. Everything is smooth and fluid.
Now here's Parker. 5 points in the game. Count that one. 6 points for Tim Duncan.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense.
We need to calm down. We're taking too many shots early in the clock. Let's get some ball movement and run something on the offensive end. Keep it simple. Let's throw it down inside or run some pick and roll up top.
Well, now let's check out the rookies shooting the highest percentage over the last 10 games. A very confident group of young men right now. Freak number 1. Jazz trail by 4. Kicks to Burks. Launches a 3. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Here's Aldridge, and it's San Antonio with another. Marcus Aldridge, a polished mid-range shooter as well, and he's working on expanding his range out beyond the arc.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? Last season he made over 10 times more threes than the season before. He made them at an impressive clip, too. I think it's something he should keep as part of his package. Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide-open opportunities.
Here's Green, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And, you know, he's always, Aldridge, been a great shooter.
Jazz trail by 11. Freak, he's in at the point. Trevor Booker is out there with Alec Burks. Then it's Exum, and it's Favors in at the pivot, manning the middle. That's the group right now for Utah. Now here's Freak, covered by Parker. Shot clock at 5. Favors with the screen. Here's Freak. Utah needs to get off a shot here. That cuts the lead to single digits. And that's 10 points for Derek Favors.
You know, and with Aldridge's great shooting ability, I mean, he doesn't have to put the ball in harm's way. He has always done a great job of limiting his turnovers, and that's an underrated aspect of his game.
The Jazz shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Here's Freak. Plays it up and banks it in. Freak's got his first 2 points.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Aldridge a screen. Ginobili outside. Beyond the arc. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
And that one's good by Aldridge.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Exum kicks to Freak. Burks in the corner. Misses the 3.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Okay, time now for an injury report.
It doesn't seem like too drastic of an injury.
All right, Doris, really appreciate you finding out how he's doing.
And, you know, I know everyone is rooting for him to make a quick and full recovery.
Absolutely. I mean, his teammates want him back out there as much as he wants to be back out there.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Suns played really well. He picked up 10 points, and along with what he did on the offensive end, he also played some stellar defense as well. His performance will be a high note in what has been a disappointing season for his team.
Doris, thank you. Well, guys, you know, he made play after play in that game.
You know, let's see if he can keep it going tonight. I say he does. I'll bet he goes off again.
That's a pretty bold prediction there. I mean, he's going to have to be very, very strong to even come close to dittoing that performance.
Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Booker. Here's Freak. To stop the run, outside Favors. Gobert the screen. Here's Exum, and the rejection by Leonard. And they'll keep possession. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
That's good.
That sends Rudy Gobert to the free throw line. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
It's been kind of a gradual occurrence, but I think it's clear that analytics are here to stay in the NBA. Every team now has at least some vesting into the analytics area. Some base a lot of their decisions on the number side of the game. Others have a more balanced approach.
Favors with a screen on Parker. Nifty move. Here's Freak. Burks in the corner. Gobert with a screen for Burks. Puts it up from 15. Rebound San Antonio. Analytics does have a strong place in the NBA, so it's been proven over the last decade. Some held out, but now, Greg, the results, the benefits of those numbers, it's hard to deny them.
A great point, Kevin. And with something new like that, there's always going to be a bit of resistance. There will always need to be a balance, I believe, and you need to use the numbers in your own eyes. They really do go hand in hand to kind of keep each other in check.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assist and points per game totals since his rookie year. But he fought through like the champion that he is.
Freak. Out left to the wing. Ginobili with the steal. Pass to Leonard. No one near him. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Leonard's got 5 points now this quarter. Jazz trail by 17. Last year, a big challenge for Tony Parker. He was in his 14th season, obviously. Every great player needs to transform his game as he gets on an age clock. We've seen it with the great ones. Parker did put up the highest three-point percentage of his career last year.
And he also ran the offense with tremendous poise and professionalism and cut down the turnover average as well, the lowest of his career.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Lyles checked in for Favors. Hayward comes in for Burks. And it's Burke in for Dante Exum. Here's Mills, and it's good. And the Spurs lead by 17.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
They set the pick. Now here's Freak. Defense is right there. Lyles no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the score.
And so a pretty lot.
Well, you've been consistently able to find the open man through the first 2 quarters. What have you seen that you've been able to exploit in this defense?
All of it, really. I mean, I see the whole defense as something I can exploit. Man.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
What a game for Favors. He's got 10 points and a pretty good rebounding performance from him also.
And Clark, he's been terrific in terms of his positioning and boxing out very well also, just battling hard on every possession.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court right now for the Spurs, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Duncan is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Leonard in at the 3 spot.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Parker outside. He kicks to Aldridge. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Aldridge has got 10.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
Freak with it. He has 6. He dishes it to Hayward. From deep three-point range, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And let's take a second to recognize the rookies who have been doing a terrific job distributing the basketball this past month. 4th, Freak.
And he's been setting the table beautifully. I mean, that'll keep his veteran teammates really happy.
Greg, he's a fantastic facilitator. I mean, just makes everyone around him better with the willingness to play unselfishly. Well, it's been a great month for him.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. He feeds it to Favors. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Spurs leading by 21. Parker drives in. It's deflected. Here is Hayward. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. Outside Favors. And here's Freak. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
And now we have a chance to check out Freak here. He's really stood out for them over the past month. First in shooting percentage, 11th in blocks, and he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
Yeah, and you're right. He's been the pinnacle of scoring efficiency. Never seems to take a bad shot.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And guys, Tim Duncan still dominant after 18 years. You know, he's reshaped his body. He has gotten a brand new diet, which he says has had a huge benefit. We saw in the playoffs last year, Greg, I think, you know, he probably was one of the top 5 overall performers in last year's playoffs.
No doubt about it. We continue to write this guy off, Kevin, and he just continues to defy Father Time. I mean, there was a point where he was starting to feel the wear and tear, especially in his knees, but being the competitor he is, he decided to dictate to his body rather than letting his body dictate to him.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
You know, getting back to Duncan, when you talk to his teammates, they'll tell you he's disciplined. He maintains a strict diet, does off-the-floor training, from boxing to swimming, throwing tires, running in the sand. That keeps him motivated and engaged.
In talking about Duncan's new look, Coach Popovich had an interesting quote. Pop said, I look at him and tell him, you look like Sprewell used to look. Just skin and bones, ligaments and tendons. I mean, but you know what? You can't argue with success, and not many people have had more than Tim Duncan.
Out to Hayward. To the inside. And it's Favors that time on the assist by Hayward. 14 points for Derek Favors.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Leonard with no one around. Nails the wide open jump shot.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
Freak passes to Gobert. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Ginobili. Lays it in off the breakaway. Ginobili's got 5 points so far.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists. No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Gobert, the screen. Freak kicks to Gobert. Cannot hit.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. He was all alone on that one. 8 points for Ginobili.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
Now here's Freak, covered by Parker. Here's Freak. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Now we get a chance to check out the seeding out west. 4 games left of the schedule here. Taking a look at San Antonio. Unless they completely melt down, they should be in good position for a playoff run. And, of course, there's the Jazz. Not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And, you know, right now for San Antonio, they've had a dream season. And I think they're only going to get stronger as we approach the postseason.
It really is amazing how far they've come in the course of one season, from afterthought to title contenders.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Lyles checked in for Rudy Gobert. Booker comes in for Derek Favors. And Trey Burke subbed in for Alec Burks. Here's Freak, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
Now Ginobili. 8 points for him. Diaw can't hit.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. The Jazz making a switch here. Exum's checked in. Here's Mills. Curley for the Jazz. Derek Favors checked in for Booker. Hood comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Freak subbed in for Dante Exum. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Patty Mills. Freak in at shooting guard. Hood out there with Lyles. Then there's Burke, and it's Favors in at the center position. That's the group right now for Utah. Freak passes it to Favors. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And they're on the kind of run that could have made a difference had it just started a little earlier.
Yeah, but I think the only reason they're on this run is because the defense has relaxed a little bit, knowing the game is basically in the bag.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with David West. And David, congratulations.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Tim Duncan.
Tonight, just another page to tack on Tim Duncan's lengthy Hall of Fame resume.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny.
Yeah, send him in.